So that shiny new game just came out, Blades of Fire, and you want to know if it's worth your time, right? Let's take a look at the game for some first impressions. Keep in mind this is not a full review, this is a quick look at the game. Everything I'll be talking about happened within 2 hours of starting the game, so I'll show some footage of the game while describing it and giving a few thoughts on it. You begin the game as a big guy with an axe, and he hears someone in the distance, so he goes to check it out. On the way there, I went over some controls. You have a few different angles of attack and a couple heavy attacks. You can also block, dodge, and parry. Attacking uses stamina, which is the blue bar in the top left, and the green is your health. Once you are low in stamina, you can hold the block button and your health will regenerate. I tried walking into the water in the first section, but you just respawn, so don't do that. There's 3 difficulties for this game, and I chose the middle one. The people your character heard was an old guy and a young guy with a wagon being attacked. So you defeat the enemies, but the old guy does die. At this point, I was a bit confused, as the young guy legitimately looked like a girl to me, but with like a flatter chest and larger hands. It's off-putting to look at this character and hear a male's voice come out. The face is just so girly looking, and he has earrings too. I did get a little bit used to it over time though. There is some scenes that he looks a little bit more boyish. They go to the main character's hut nearby, and the young guy gives him something that the old man was bringing to him. It turns out to be an old hammer that was one of 7 that forged the world. When he picks it up, he gets all red and fiery and just evaporates. He ends up in the Forge of the Gods with a giant guy in armor talking to him. This is a place that you'll be coming back to pretty often actually, as it's where you forge new weapons for yourself. As you play, you unlock more and more materials that can be used while forging to change the weapon's stats. Things like more stamina, more damage, stuff like that. Those things are decided by what materials you use while forging. You'll also unlock more weapons as you play, and some weapons are unlocked by killing a certain amount of specific enemies. There's different weapons too, such as daggers, swords, spears, and a few more. Then you forge it yourself, kinda. You just hit some bars and try to get it as close to the white line as possible. The stars above the forging indicate how well you did. They also have another role. If your weapon has 1 star, it can only be repaired 1 time. If it has 3 stars, it can be repaired 3 times, because your weapons can and will break. There are anvils spread across the map, and once you interact with them, they will serve as rest points, teleport points, and you can also repair your weapons here, recycle them, or go to the forge using the anvil so that you can forge more weapons. In addition to that, you can also sharpen your weapons while out and about, which will bring its damage back up. Most weapons, but not all weapons, have 2 different stances also, one for piercing and one for slashing. If an enemy glows red, your weapon or your stance will do no damage. If they glow orange, you'll do some damage, and if they glow green, you'll do full damage. So you'll want to make sure to switch to the correct stance or weapon before engaging enemies. So after you forge your first weapon, you go back to the real world, and enemies found the hut. It's not too hard to face them, but there's also a bigger enemy that is a bit harder than the others. After they kill the enemies, they leave, and their goal is to reach the queen to kill her. Maybe I blanked out or something, but I just can't remember why they have to kill the queen. It just sort of happened. And why not? Let's kill the queen. She sounds like a bad queen anyways. So for basically 2 hours, I kept following the path and killing different enemies. Some human, some monsters, some zombies even, all while forging and repairing my weapons. When I got off the game, I had just found an old lady who had a home on a giant flying crab. When you kill enemies, your weapon will gain reputation, and when there's enough reputation, you can go back to her to upgrade them. I didn't try that. I got off the game after talking to her. I just killed enemies for 2 hours up to that point, really. When you die, you drop the weapon that you're holding, so when you respawn at an anvil, you'll need to go back to where you died to get it back. If you die again holding a different weapon, then your other weapon will drop too, and you'll need to go back for both of them. As of making this video, this game is on PlayStation, Xbox, and on PC it's only on the Epic Game Store, at least for now. But I think it's actually a pretty competent game. There's a little bit of exploring, you can find chests, enemies will drop some forging materials, and sometimes you'll come across statues where you can get more specific weapon materials. I think this game is actually pretty good. The combat is nice, and there are some challenging enemies that you can come across. The graphics look really good too. I've yet to make it to the queen, that'll be in the future, but I do find myself liking this game so far, more than I thought I would. I'd say this game is worth giving a try, though that's my personal opinion. Whether or not this is your type of game, I'll see you on the next one.